Hey there, everybody. This video is our look at Greenleaf Season 5, Episode 2, and probably just beyond that because Owen put out this promo after the premiere, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen, that it's very, very crazy. They're not even willing to give you that this is going to be the promo for just Episode 2. They're like, in the weeks ahead, because we can't possibly have like some element of comfort of knowing this stuff is coming right away.
Listen, it is the last season, and they are not kidding around with this. They have not only given us a premiere that was just off the wall bonkers, but they've been really generous this season in giving us, like even before the season started, giving us a promo that was really rich in stories. And now this promo that's sort of episode 2 and weeks ahead, also very rich in stories.
We're gonna talk about Bishop, we're gonna talk about AJ, we're gonna bounce theories all over the place, so check it out, give us a like, subscribe to the channel. We already have a reaction up to the premiere. We suggest you take a look at that, hit that notification bell, because we have a lot of Greenleaf stuff coming through the rest of what is probably a very crazy final season.
So we're going to start with the AJ of it all, because when we last saw him, spoiler alert, it looks like he's dead, that he has taken his own life. When we look at this promo, we actually have a scene with Charity. Looks like she's talking to Grace and saying that she knows what it's like to lose a child. So is he really dead? I mean, this promo is making me feel like he is.
That was my immediate takeaway. Like, when we watched the premiere, I did have that, okay, this is going to be the classic end of episode, is this person dead? And then it'll come back in the next episode, and they'll be in a hospital bed, awake, looking around. But then I saw that, and then I immediately was like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure he's dead. But I've had a few days to think about this.
Yep.
And when you're left to your own devices for days, your mind goes crazy. I'm sure we can all understand this.
Yes. All right. So where have you gone with it?
I still lean a little bit towards him being dead, but here's where the crazy part of my brain kicks in here. Maybe this is a situation where AJ's being rushed to the hospital or something like that. I guess, granted, we don't even know for sure it's really AJ, but maybe in this moment, Charity is just assuming that he is dead. Maybe she decides to take some initiative to have this conversation with Grace as if this is the thing that Grace actually wants to hear at this given moment. It's not like Charity has always been the most self-aware character.
I don't think AJ is dead. I just don't. I mean, we have sort of the fake AJ is dead, and then this AJ who we don't know if the real AJ or not the AJ. It's so crazy. I don't think he's gone, and it feels like he is the only person that really has answers as to why he did this, who this other person was, because when he looked at that picture, it felt like there was a lot going on. He knew something. I didn't know. We don't know what it is. Did he just know him? Did he take his identity and now he's feeling extra guilt because this young man's now passed away, and he feels it's his fault? I think he's still around, and I think it's Charity kind of being Charity and jumping the gun on things and just never saying the right thing.
Yeah, I think the biggest case for AJ being alive is mostly that, kind of like you said, there's a lot that we still need to know, and if someone isn't alive to tell the tale, then it kind of is a situation where, oh, this is just left into the wind, and then we're counting on another character popping into the world of Greenleaf.
Yeah, or maybe Darius comes up with something. I kind of wondered if maybe Aaron was going to kind of step in here in another way as well, because he's kind of just removed a bit from the family. I know that he has everything going on with Kevin and whatever, but I mean, he is still the lawyer, so he would be looking at things a little more objectively to kind of be like, maybe we need to get some DNA testing. Maybe we need to look into this a little bit more. But we already saw Darius looking into Bob and finding out things very quickly about this huge scheme he seems to have been putting together. So I feel like Darius coming back, maybe he's not just there for the Bob storyline. Maybe he's there to help her find out more about what is going on with all these AJs.
Here's the thing with Darius. It has now been established in our premiere reaction that Darius is the greatest journalist of all time because he is able to unearth Bob's entire secret campaign within the span of what feels like 2 minutes. So, with that in mind, somebody needs to get Darius on this case because maybe Darius is actually the Flash and he just like runs around really fast and gets everything done. 30 seconds later, Darius will come back and be like, guys, I've got it all figured out. No, I hope Darius has some interesting stuff to go here. It does seem as though if we're going to dive more into Bob, that there is maybe another secret that's going on with him. That was something that was kind of brought up a lot in the promo for what's coming up.
Yep. So speaking of Charity, before we leave the whole Charity of it all, there was something really interesting in this promo where Charity is sitting down talking to her parents and saying, does it ever occur to you that I have a plan? And she's saying it in a way like almost like, oh, I was always having a plan. There was always going to be a plan sort of thing. You know, I wouldn't let you guys down. I have a plan. And you can see it on their faces that her parents are kind of like, oh, okay, Charity, you have a plan, great. All your other plans have left us in the dust, so what is this grand plan? And yeah, I mean, could we be going on a Charity redemption arc? And even if we are, is it too late?
I want to believe in Charity. I'm trying to do my best here to give her the benefit of the doubt for some stuff, but it's hard. It's sort of like, this is my ridiculous analogy for this video. It's sort of like when you are a kid, and because a lot of kids are like, oh, I have this idea that's gonna like change the world. I'm gonna build I'm copying Calvin and Hobbes here, but I'm gonna build a time traveling machine out of a box. Like, I have this idea, I have this idea. It's like you have 100 ideas, but then at a certain point, nobody takes those ideas seriously anymore. Is Charity the character who cried idea and it's not gonna go anywhere?
Yeah, I think Charity has always just been so stuck on the idea that she wants to be able to preach and be a speaker at the church. And we've seen over time that she just doesn't have the gift for it. And even in this past episode, when she was trying to preach at that meeting, it was just kind of, I get that that's what you want, but sometimes we have to let that go. We can't build a time travel machine out of a box.
Yeah.
You're good at other things. This isn't one of them. And the family's been trying to tell her that. She's not listening to it. And it has always just been this fight that's going on and on and on. Like, her family doesn't support her, believe in her, when the family's kind of just trying to be real with her and say, listen, you are good at a lot of other things. You're a beautiful singer. And that is a talent that none of us really have, but you have it. This other thing, though, this isn't your lane. So come back to the lane that you are so good at. So I'm wondering if maybe this is going to be the redemption arc where she kind of starts to realize that this is not for her and come into the reality with the rest of the family. She's just done so much that I think she can be redeemed with the family. Her family's always family. I just wonder if she can be redeemed with the viewers.
I have hope. I think Charity, she can still redeem herself to me. As frustrated as I have been with her, I don't think she is an overtly malicious character. I don't think that she is like cackling to herself about taking over the church world here. I think she's been so dead set on achieving this goal that she's thought selfishly and recklessly, and she gets herself involved with Phil, who we already know has his own brand of nonsense that's going on, and she's been too willing to go down the pipeline with Judy and Bob, that I just think she's gonna see the light. She's going to maybe try to figure things out, but when you say you have a plan after so many plans that have gone terribly awry, ain't nobody gonna be that interested in believing you, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I think that she's probably at this point trying to sort of be the inside woman over there and try to figure things out.
I think that's probably a little bit of what's going down with her. I'm curious to know about that. I'm curious what's going on here with Bishop, because, I love me some Bishop Greenleaf. I also love the classic, somebody encouraging him to get medical care and then him yelling, I'm fit as a racehorse, which, by the way, if anyone says they're fit as a racehorse, 99% of the time they are lying, because no one has the need to overcompensate that much when they're actually okay.
Listen, he's a proud man. My grandfather was like that as well. Even when he was going through cancer, he was like, I'm fine. Okay.
It seems like Bishop's just got a lot of life or death problems going on here, because he's got that, which makes me very afraid that some health scare is going to happen with him. And then you've got at the end where he seems to suggest that someone is out to kill him.
Yeah, that was pretty something else. And then we also saw him standing in front of what looked like a sign at a bar that says New Revelation. So I'm kind of wondering if that whole storyline about him and Lady May starting that new church is actually going to happen. Seeing that sign, I was like, oh, all right.
Here's the thing. Maybe he gets to this. But maybe, I don't know why it would cause this, but maybe some of this is sort of the spark that leads to someone trying to hunt him down at that point. Because it seems like that scene was tied into the, someone's trying to kill me scene.
I don't know who's trying to kill him. I don't know if he's just being hyperbolic or what is going on. But this is Greenleaf, and things like this can happen on the show. This isn't out of the realm of the reality of this particular world. So, I mean, we should be worried.
I'm worried. I'm really, really worried, in fact. I really feel like we need to, bring in just a coalition of all of Keith David's other characters to protect him, because I feel like his 200-character army can save him from whatever is coming up.
I love Keith David so much.
Who doesn't love Keith David? The man is a national treasure. Protect him. Don't kill off Bishop, please.
Oh, they can't. Okay, now, why are you going to put that out into the universe?
They're suggesting that, number one, he's going to have someone out to kill him, and number two, he's protesting too much when it comes to his physical fitness. I am concerned.
Okay, let's talk about something else that we should all be concerned about, and that is Mac's creepy storage locker of horrors. And what is Jacob going to find in there? Because it looks like from this promo, he might have found another will.
Okay, see, this is the thing. First, I would not go. You would have to give me, some serious amount of money to even get near this storage locker. Hey, come to my storage locker is a phrase that you never want to hear pretty much said ever.
No, and Max especially sounds like it's going to have some really bad stuff in there.
Yeah, as if Jacob wasn't going through enough as well with everything that's going on with him and Carissa. I mean, the idea of this final season, right? It seems to be that everything from the past kind of gets just buried back, unearthed, and then chaos is going to unravel because of it. I think, Max obviously not gone. This is going to be something that probably plays out. I have no idea what other sort of secret could be buried here, but...
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's all going to come to the forefront because we do have that scene where May is basically like, I've lost my church, I can't lose my house too. So, I mean, it's all coming out.
Yeah, everything is... this will maybe involving that somehow. There's this... Okay, here's the thing. We've got on this show right now, homes in jeopardy, lives in jeopardy, Charity saying that she has a plan, which I'm almost as worried about as those other two things. And, then you have Noah, who is asking Grace to be a family with it. This... On paper, it's like, okay, maybe this isn't as bad, but it's also like, okay, now?
No!
Now we're doing this? Why are we doing this now?
Listen, I'm Team Darius. I do not need Noah coming back in. I really like what's going on with Grace and Darius, and I know that everything that's happened, I just feel like I've been on a journey with them. And, it's also interesting, that scene with Noah, because it also makes me think that AJ is still alive, or that maybe Noah's coming out to be like, hey, let's all be a family kind of thing. Or if AJ does pass away, maybe that's why Noah's like, hey, let's give it that sort of second chance. But I don't know. I don't have anything against Noah, but no, I'm no on Noah. I'm out on Noah.
I think the advantage for Darius is if Grace is sort of like, hey, you know, let's get married. Darius can run to get the marriage license, and he will be back in like 5 seconds. He will have the church book that will all be set up, and then you can. I am sticking with the Darius is the Flash theory for the remainder of this series. But no, I'm Team Darius. Maybe I'm even Team Rick Fox. I'm not even holding it against him that he played for the Lakers. Like I like Darius and Grace together. So
yeah, I really like them together too. Their minds are like. They're both so quick and so clever, and they feed off of each other in this really natural, organic way that just makes me really excited about them. And I get really excited when I see them on screen together. So, yeah, like I said, I like Noah, nice enough guy, but like I've been on a journey now with Darius. I need this to go in a direction with Darius. And if we're in some sort of future talking scenario, since you are talking about marriage and all that Flash nonsense over there, we do still have a spinoff coming up. So, I mean, could we see Darius and Grace go somewhere and do something else? Maybe, but
the problem is with the Darius spinoff, it's going to be hard to have conflict because you'll resolve it all in like 3 minutes, and then that'll be the end of the episode.
But that's one of the things that I actually really like about Greenleaf. There's a lot of shows out there that just drag on the will they, won't they, well, this storyline, that storyline, and this show doesn't do that. They just pack it in, and then they're able to move into another storyline. This show is just so rich with storylines. They just don't need to drag anything out. So if we have Darius the Flash running around, pulling out more storylines, they're still going to be good. Yeah,
for sure. And this is proof that it's rich. We've just spent almost 17 minutes discussing a promo that was probably like 30 seconds long.
There was so much packed into that promo.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll turn this over to you guys. What do you think is coming on Greenleaf Season 5, Episode 2, let alone everything coming beyond that? Share your thoughts, your theories in the comments, and if you do like this video, give us a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support us more, check that link in the description to the store, and we'll see you here next time.